Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Jessica and today I am bringing you an easy braid tutorial. I was originally going to do this tutorial in my sketchbook, but I thought that Photoshop would be a better way for you to see what I'm doing. So this is my first digital tutorial, but like I said, you don't need to be doing this in Photoshop. You can do this with, pen and paper in your sketchbook. So this is just how I sketch braids, so let's get into it. So to start off, I make this leaf shape and I make it going different directions, I make it different sizes, so I just suggest practicing these leaf shapes. Then, once you start making those leaf shapes, you want to start to stack them and practice doing them as if they were growing in a straight line. And when you do this, you don't want to make it touch the leaf underneath in a straight way, and you don't want to curve over the leaf underneath it either. So you want to have a good balance of it. The leaf goes out on the side and then comes back in to touch the tip of the leaf underneath. As you can see here, some of my examples. Too flat, too much overlap, and then you want to make sure the lines in the center touch the leaf. Okay, so now that we got the basics, we're gonna do an example of a braid, a single braid from the back. So I drew a straight line down the center, and I use this as my guideline to draw my braid because I want it in a straight line. So I sketched it out and I lowered the opacity to have it as my sketch layer, and I draw a little tiny squiggle at the bottom to resemble like a ponytail or a hair tie, and then the hair ends. But remember, we're doing these leaf shapes, so at the bottom I start and I do these leaf shapes very small and very skinny, and then I just keep doing them starting from the center of the line, and then I go out and then I come back in to touch the tip of the leaf underneath. And I think it creates this really good braid effect. And this isn't something you have to do. I just came up with this technique as it was something easy for me to do. I'm not going for realistic. This is kind of just like me sketching. And here's the photo I'm referencing from Pinterest. And then once I finish the braid, I just draw some bolder lines to sketch out the rest of the hair from the back. So then what I do is I go back and I start to draw lines from the top of each leaf down into where it touches the leaf underneath. And then when you zoom out, I think it looks like a really good braid. So let's try 2 braids. And for this layer, I'm going to sketch 2 lines to signal the directions of each of those braids, because they kind of come out and then go down. So those are just going to be my guidelines. I'm going to zoom in a little bit because it's tiny. So I'm just drawing the ends of the braids really quick with some hair ties. Doesn't have to be perfect, just sketching it in. And then we start with the same exact technique we did with the first braid, and we start small on the bottom and then follow that guideline as it turns and curves all the way up. And as you can see, even my leaves aren't perfect, but in the end, once you start to fill them in, you really don't notice all the wonky lines. This is a great technique just for sketching and doodling, and you could probably refine it into something that's more realistic. And I do the same exact technique on the other side for the other braid. And I just sketch in those lines to fill in some details of the hair. And then I finish it up just by sketching really quickly the rest of the hair. So I'm going to move that aside and pick another picture for another example. And let's see. Let's do this one. This one looks fun. 2 braids and then into a bun. So this time I'm going to put the reference picture in the window so you can see. So I just start sketching very loosely where the shapes are, and then I just refine it by erasing the lines. And then here I'm drawing the directions to center the braids off of the hairline and then how the hair is twisting into the bun. The same exact technique, I chose purple just for fun, and I follow that line all the way up the head with the leaves, and then I just fill in the leaves with the lines. And you just kind of want to follow the shape of the head. So I go back and I add a little more detail up from the bottom of each leaf. And then here I am filling in the bun quickly. And then the rest of the hair. So I got rid of my sketch layer. I'm going to shrink that down, move it to the side, and I think I'm going to pick one more. And I really like this picture. So here I am sketching out the direction of the head and some features, and then I loosely sketch in the shapes of the hair, and I draw the line for the center of the braid, and I actually do the width of the braid this time too because it forms like a crown around her head. And I choose this lightish yellow color for blonde, and I just do the same exact technique starting from that center line and going out to touch the sides to do the width of the braid that I want. And then I just go back through and fill in the lined detail of the hair, and I actually really like this sketch and how it turned out, so I think I might play with this a bit more and see if I can turn it into something more than just a sketch. And then I just kind of go back and draw some loose strands of hair to finish it up. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned a new way to do braids, or maybe it'll help you get in the mood to sketch some braids. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!